I'm Max Abramson, Libertarian state representative and also a Libertarian candidate for president. The news just came in that Jeffrey Epstein was suicided. We've been hearing for weeks online that someone was going to try and get rid of him and that he would have an accident or trip and fall or be suicided because so many different elites, including Donald Trump, Bill Clinton made 26 trips out to Epstein's Island. I think Alan Dershowitz admitted that he went out to Epstein's Island. And Epstein is being charged with numerous counts of, I guess, human trafficking and child abuse and statutory rape and other charges. So of course everyone said all the ruling global elites. That means that he's gonna off himself. Well, sure enough, about an hour ago they reported that he'd apparently committed suicide, and he'd apparently made another attempt to commit suicide in his cell about a week or two ago. And frankly, my impression is I just don't believe it. I just don't believe that he would off himself. He's rich and powerful. He's got billions of dollars. His lawyers can get him off on some kind of plea deal, a short amount of time behind bars. You have all these other people who keep quiet, and they're related to all these people. They know all these political insiders, and they're all corrupt up the yin yang. So of course on all the Democrat pages, they're going on and saying, well, if it's Trump, it must be Trump. Trump did it. And on all the other pages, you see Bill Clinton made 26 trips out to Epstein's Island. So you've had about 170 people surrounding the Clintons over the years have accidents, suicides, plane crashes, run over by train, shot multiple times in the back of the head. And so each side is saying, well, it must be the other. It must be the other. But in fact, it's just kind of, as George Carlin said, it's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And it's the same insiders. It's the same good old boy network. And every single time something happens, what was that company, Bank of America was caught with, or maybe it was HSBC, or maybe it was both of them, caught with hundreds of billions of dollars in illegal money laundering for drug dealers and others. You have all these political insiders involved in drug trafficking and child trafficking and human trafficking and all these other nefarious activities. And what happens is they get witnesses, and the witnesses end up getting 20 years in prison on some trumped up drug charges for speaking out, and everyone else learns to shut up. Everybody else seems to get a payoff and keep silent about the abuse. Otherwise, they end up having an accident, falling downstairs. The SEAL team that went off after bin Laden, supposedly they never showed even a single picture of their body, and 2 weeks later they were all killed in a helicopter crash. All these other people who were surrounding the Clintons over the years, bodyguards, Secret Service agents, cabinet members, Cabinet Secretary Ron Brown, Admiral Borda, all these others who were witness to things that the Clintons were involved in. All of them seemed to end up in prison, had accidents, suicide, or they got a whole bunch of money and they just clammed up. So we keep seeing the same pattern. I don't believe that Epstein killed himself. Maybe he did, but I don't think that anyone facing maybe 2 or 3 years behind bars on a plea deal and then a whole bunch of, who knows, community service or something like that. Rich and powerful always seem to get off pretty much with a slap on the wrist, no matter what terrible things they've done. And I think that the writing's on the wall. It's pretty obvious. This is just another cover-up. It's another way to get rid of some witnesses.